Okay, so here's the unit that we purchased thinking it was a mechanical screw type testing machine. We wanted to do some long-term creep, and when we purchased it, we found out it was a hydraulic machine, which meant holding load for many days would not really be possible. It's great for short-term tests, but we were thinking it was a mechanical screw type test where we could actually leave the load on for many days and look at long-term creep. But it's a nice machine nonetheless. The only thing we really did to it, we 3D printed two knobs. The raise lower knob, which is to raise and lower electrically. And you see that the original plate says raise is to the left, lower is to the right. But someone's written down to the left and up to the right. That's because this knob, if you consider the top being the indicator, if you turn it to the left, it will raise it, and you turn it to the right, it will lower it. Let's just see that. I'm going to turn this to the left, and you can see the screws turning. It's raising the crosshead. If I turn it to the right, it lowers it. Okay. And again, I mentioned we 3D printed this knob, put it on there. It was just the shaft coming out. I think it's a 1/4 inch shaft. But when we purchased it, there's a set screw, and the people that had owned it before us had a set screw in the bottom, and so they were going off the bottom. So while the top, if you turn it to the left, raises it, if the screw's coming out of the bottom and turn it to the left, that would mean up here. That's why they put up and down, is our best guess. The other knob we 3D printed was the zero adjust. Now to get the zero adjust to work, you really need to first float the crosshead. So we're going to start the pump. And we're going to just apply a little bit of load. And what that's going to do is raise the cylinder. That gap right there will increase a little bit. And then we'll bring it back to hold. Now the piston is floating. And so we can use the zero adjust knob to actually zero the crosshead. By turning it clockwise, it brings the needle more to the right. Okay, and we can bring that right on the 0 point, which is also 30,000 pounds. So that's 0. Full revolution is 0. This has the chaser knob. That's kind of the max min. You can turn that there. And then when you load up, when it reaches its peak, that will stay at the peak. Several other things this has. This has old plotter paper, which no one really uses anymore, but it's kind of cool that this stuff actually works. If you turn this on, the motor, I'll turn the power on here, the light will come on, and we had this working the other, one of these things, the I guess I have to apply a little bit of load to get that plotter to work. But if you apply a little bit of load, the paper actually was moving the other day. So, if you look in here, this is a pretty old knob and, tube type manufacturing. There's ink plotter pen, and this is an extensometer that may still work. And that extensometer would plug into this cable end right here. So again, we're just showing the basic operation. It is fully working, and we ran a calibration on it using a load cell that's certified with 1/4%, and I have 2 runs on that there that are included in this listing. Again, the reason we're selling it, we purchased it thinking it was a screw type machine. It's actually a hydraulic machine. There is a cylinder on the left-hand side that raises, but seems to work. I'm also going to post a video breaking a rebar. There are grips in here that have really, the teeth are excellent. It grips well. You see both grips fully go up and down. This is actually out the top. The grips go up and down with the cranks. So Overall, a pretty clean unit. It's obviously done a lot of testing in its lifetime, but still functional. The only known problem that I found was the light on the dial. It is a fluorescent tube that goes all the way around. That is actually broken. The people before us had disconnected the transformer to light that. But if we were to keep it, what we would do is just take that out and get an LED rope light and run that around the middle. It's really easy to take the glass off on these. There's 4 screws that take the bezel off, and you can go in there and just put an LED rope light if you really wanted it. But overall, a nice machine. Again, if we were to keep it, we would put a pressure transducer on there, get some kind of digital readout. But it's pretty nice to have that kind of control on a good testing machine. 30,000 pound testing machine, still functional, still would pass calibration, and hope you're interested. Thanks.